Now, if you're looking for a project, a development, a place to stay in the heart of Singapore, and you're looking for a 999 leasehold property in District 9 itself, this is a development you don't want to miss. Okay, so in this video, let's talk about the Robertson Opus. Now, if you are not aware, the Robertson Opus is located along River Valley, and it is developed by Frasers and Security House. Okay, and the meaning of opus basically comes from a combination of Latin words, basically magnum opus, it means great work. And that's basically what the developer, the architect wants to bring us to, right? A masterpiece in the heart of Singapore. Okay, so what we're getting here is a mixed development. Basically, we're looking at 5 blocks of 9 to 10 story, total of 348 units. We're going to get the landscape deck on the second story, a rooftop garden, right? And also a basement 2 and 3 car park, right? Basement 1 is also your car park. It is also the commercial. Level 1 is also your commercial, okay? So we are also going to get a mixed unit types from suite to 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 4 bedroom. Expected date of vacant possession, and that would be the second quarter of 2030. So total of 348 units, right? Car park, we're going to get a residential of 278 lots, right? 2 accessible lots at basement 2 and 3. And for the commercial one, there will be 34 lots, okay? 1 accessible lot at basement 1. Right, so for the unit mix, right, we are looking at mostly, okay, you're going to get the 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom as per usual, right? And for the suite and 1 bedroom, you're going to get 11% each, which is 40 units, right? And then 3% for the 4 bedroom premium, which is only 9 units. Okay, so out of this entire development, there's only 1 stack that is 4 bedroom premium. Okay, later on we will go through the floor plan. Okay, and by the way, if you need the brochure, do reach out, do let me know. I can always send it over to you. And this is what the brochure basically looks like. Okay, so where exactly is Robertson Opus located? Let me just zoom in this for you. Okay, so this is where District 9 is, right? So you can see that the closest MRT to Robertson Opus is actually Fort Canning. Okay, so with 1 stop, you can get to Chinatown, okay, which is over here. And then 1 stop away would be Bencoolen over here. Now, I know some people who likes to walk along Orchard. So one way that you can get to this Orchard is basically at the start of Bencoolen, and you start walking over here. Okay, this way you will get the entire stretch all the way to Orchard MRT, right? Now, looking around this place, right, you can see that this is our famous River Valley, okay, which is over here, right? A very prestigious road, right? And close to you, you have River Valley Primary over here, all right? So not too far away, Great World MRT station, right? So you know where this place is, okay? Right? Now let's take a look at the site map over here, okay? The site plan. So basically, right, what you're gonna get is basically these 5 blocks over here. The drop-off point for this development is basically over here, okay, which is the original one, okay, if you have been to this area. So Unity Street is over here, Mohammed Sultan Road over here, okay. So on the first story, okay, if you look at this chart over here, right, this is where the drop-off here, okay, is, and this is where it is, okay. And you are going to get a swimming pool over here on the 2nd floor, okay. So basically what you are seeing over here, right, is the 2nd floor view, right? Mainly just want to show you what and where the swimming pool is, because on the 1st floor, you're not going to see this. 1st floor is going to be the commercial, okay? And on the 2nd floor, right, you're going to get your facilities mostly on the the block 13, which is over here. So things you're going to get, right, mostly stated over here, right? The Opus Bar and Dining, the Opus Social Lounge, the Robertson Reading Room, the Kids Club, the Steam Room, the gym, okay? So most of it is located over here, Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, this is actually a 45-meter lap pool. Okay. And then this is what they call the wellness pool, right? So if you are somebody who likes to swim, right, 45-meter pool, okay, this is where you can continue your swim. Okay, so on your roof garden, basically I call this the rest and relax area. All right, so you're gonna get your wellness lawn, you're gonna get your gardens, you're gonna get your pavilion, you're gonna get your skywalk bridge. So if you are, somebody who has been trapped in the office for the longest time, or you have been working from home for the longest time, this is a place where you can go and enjoy yourself, take a look at the scenery, keep yourself close to the greens. Okay, so this is where you can go to, right? And let's take a look at the unit distribution over here. So what you see over here, right? Basically, if it's this color, right? This one over here, it's your suite, okay? 1 bedroom, which is this color over here, okay? 2 bedroom, this one over here, okay? 2 plus study, okay? This will be the grayish one over here, okay? And then 3 bedroom flexi, okay? This one, sorry, not this one over here, okay? And then 3 bedroom dual flex is this one. Okay, 3 bedroom premium, this one, okay, which is only 3 stacked. And then 4 bedroom premium, only 1 stack. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. So as you can see over here, right, what they actually indicated is that your level 1 is your commercial, B1 is also your commercial, okay, and your car park. B2 and 3 then will be your residential car park. Okay, B1 is a commercial one, right? Very different because it's a mixed development over here. Okay, so this is what your suite, your 1 bedroom and your 2 bedroom will look like, right? And then let's take a look at the floor plan, right? For your suite, right? Over here, very standard one, right? Coming in from your kitchen, okay? And then you also have your bathroom over here, right? Dining room over here, and then your master bed and your living room over here. Very standard suite, very efficient layout. If you like this kind of layout, right? This is something for you, right? So this is 40 square meter, which is about 431 square feet. Okay, next one is your 1 bedroom, okay? This is 46 square meter, okay, about 495 square feet, right? Coming in from your main door, you get your kitchen, okay, and then your bathroom over here. Okay, so this is also another very efficient layout. If you're somebody who likes slightly bigger than the suite, right, this 1 bedroom is for you. Okay, and then for 2 bedroom, we're looking at a 67 square meter, okay, and 721 square feet size, quite standard for a 2 bedroom, right? Coming in, you get your kitchen, very similar, and then further down, you get your dining and your living, and then your balcony, right? And to the left over here, you get your private space. Okay, so the 2 bedroom plus study, the 3 bedroom flexi, and the 3 bedroom dual flex will look something like that. Okay, so this is another layout for our 2 bedroom, right? 64 square meter, 689 square feet. This is the dumbbell layout, right? Coming in, you have your kitchen, and then you have your dining and your living. To the left is your master bedroom. To the right is your bedroom 2. Both have direct access to their toilet. Well, the master bedroom one has their own toilet lah. Okay, and then for your bedroom 2, basically it's direct access to the common bathroom. Okay. For this B3 layout, right, 66 square meter, 710 square feet. Okay, coming in, same thing, you find your kitchen, your dining, and then straight to your living, and then your balcony. And then this one over here, you turn to your right, you will get your private area, right? Basically, master bedroom, slightly different from other development, right? You have the master bedroom, not to the corner, right? On the left is the master bedroom, on the right is your bedroom 2. Okay, so this layout is slightly different from what you usually see. Another bedroom 2 type, B4 and B5. Right, so B2, we have 67 square meter, okay, 721 square feet, right? This is the one that is quite the standard one, where you come in, you will get your common toilet, okay, and then you get your bedroom, and then if you continue, then it will be the master bedroom, okay, different from B3, right? And then for B5, also 67 square meter, right, 721 square feet, okay. This one you have a longer, I would say, foyer, all right, and then leading to your kitchen, all right, and then your living room, and then your balcony. Same thing, you get your private area, right? Very standard layout that you'll get for a 2-bedroom, I must say. So you see, the developer is not trying to do something funny, something out of the norm, right? These are very acceptable layout. These are historically proven that most people can accept and will be comfortable with such layout, right? And then over here we have your B6, okay? Same thing, 67 square meter, 721 square feet, okay? Same thing, dining, living, balcony, and then your private area, okay? So 2 plus study, next one, okay, is 69 square meter, 743 square feet. This is slightly different now, okay? So coming in, we get your kitchen, right, to your right, and then slightly further in, we get your study area on the left. Okay, further down, we get dining and living. So this is also kind of like a dumbbell layout, right, where you get your master bedroom on the right side, and then your bedroom 2 on the left side. Okay, so for storage space, what most people do, right, they convert this study area into a, excuse me, they convert this into a storage space, basically. Okay, next one, 3-bedroom flexi. Okay, so over here, you can see this is slightly bigger and this is slightly different now. More things can be done, right? Coming in over here, you get your kitchen, right? And then your dining, your living, okay? And then over here, this flexi area, right, is kind of like, you can have it as a study, or you can take this wall away so you can have an extended dining space. Okay, so this is the flexi part, right? And standard, right? You can get your private area, right, over here. And then for this one over here, C2S, right? This is 91 square meter, 980 square feet. Okay, very similar. Okay, coming in, kitchen over here. Okay, and then dining, living, balcony. Same thing, you get your flexi over here, right? And then this is your way towards your private area, your bedrooms. Okay. So most of the flexis, if you realize, for the flexi dining living room, they're quite the same, right? It is the coming in which direction, where you face, foyer, how big need to walk, how much longer further. That will be, I would say, the main difference lah. Okay, so it really depends on what kind of layout you like coming into your home, right? Okay, some will come in and then you have your kitchen, right, enclosed one over here. Some, once you come in straight away, you get your kitchen. So really depends on what you like. Go down to the showroom, take a look, have a feel of it. Okay. Right, and then another one slightly bigger in space, right? So this is 97 square meter, 144 square feet. Like I said, right? So this one you have a slightly longer foyer, bigger foyer over here, and then you get your kitchen, you get your dining, you get your flexi area, your living. All right. Now, the dual flex then is something different now. Okay, so basically, once you come in, okay, instead of straight away your kitchen and your dining area, this one you would see a door and the bathroom to this area. Okay, so let me just show you from a different angle, from a different view. Yeah, it's just where you come in and how you look at it. Let me just rotate this. Okay, so now it looks a bit different. Okay, so once you come in, okay, you will get this room first. Okay, so somebody who is thinking of renting out, right, 3-bedroom, this is the kind of setup, right, most people would go for. Okay, because this is already like a sort of private area lah. Okay, your tenant basically can just go straight. It has its own bathroom over here. Oh. And then this is the one that is, I would say, considered shared lah. Okay, but if it's rented out, you're most likely going to lock this place, and that's about it, right? This master bath one would be something that will consider shared between these 2 rooms. Okay, so this is the kind of layout that the developer wants to present, because then it's basically like that. you get the private area that the tenant supposed to have, right? You also get the private area that you're supposed to have. Okay, presumably that you guys are staying together lah. Okay, so let me just rotate this back. Right, you can see that most of the dual flex has got this kind of layout. Okay. And for your 3-bedroom premium, 4-bedroom premium, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So 3-bedroom premium, we are looking at 107 square meter, 1,152 square feet. Okay, so this is slightly different now because we get our home shelter. Okay, so coming in, right, you will see your kitchen, you will have a yard, you will have your toilet over here. So somebody who has got a helper, right, would like this kind of layout. Okay, so basically then dining, living, balcony, right? This balcony is slightly different, or I would say this layout is slightly different from many others, right? Most people don't have the balcony connected to like the common bedrooms, right? But this one you have. Okay, so while they don't have the toilet to themselves or the bathroom to themselves, they have kind of like the balcony to themselves. Okay, so kind of like a consolation to them. Okay, then to your private area. Okay, something to take note over here is this flexi over here. Okay, so what some people can do is instead of having the door here and having the flexi over here, they can move the door over here. Okay, then this becomes like your walk-in wardrobe, or your study room, or your nursery room, depend on how you want to plan your place. Okay, but flexi basically gives you the flexibility of doing this. Okay, and then a different, I would say, similar layout, but from a different angle. Basically, you just turn this thing around, you get this. And one thing you need to take note is, of course, because of where the unit is, where the stack is. Okay, and that's basically what you get. Okay, somewhat the same, but slightly different in this part. Okay, so you come in, you get your kitchen, okay, and then you get your yard, your home shelter, your utility room, your toilet over here. Same thing coming in. Okay, this is your bedroom. Okay, you get a shed balcony, and coming in, right, you get your flexi over here. Okay, somewhat similar. Right, then our 4-bedroom premium. Okay, so remember, there's only one stack of 4-bedroom, and there's only 9 units. Okay, for this 4-bedroom. Right, so if you like this 4-bedroom, I can tell you this is the rarest, 9 units out of 300 plus over here. Okay, so basically what you're gonna get, okay, coming in over here, okay, very standard, right? Dining, kitchen, yard, utility room, home shelter. Something different is that you have your junior master bedroom over here. Okay, then you have a living room, your balcony, similar to your 3-bedroom, right? You have your shared balcony with one of the bedroom here, bedroom 4, right? And then moving in, okay, you have another bedroom, right? And then shared bathroom over here. Now, for the 4-bedroom premium, it's already made for you the walk-in wardrobe. Okay, so this is no longer like your flexi. This is a walk-in wardrobe. It's already made for you, right? So that's the key difference. And so, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is 143 square meter, okay, 1,539 square feet. Okay, so this is quite a big one, okay, if you're looking for a 4-bedroom. Right, so in this development, okay, what we know that this comes with a smart home system, okay, this comes with a smart community app, okay, so this is all built in for you, so you don't have to worry too much about all these things that is already listed over here. You just need to know how it functions, how it works. Okay, and then we're gonna get top of the line fittings, right? We get Exor, we get Hans Groyer, we get Rima Desio, we get Ernesto Media, we get Duravit, we get Leober, we get Vizuk. Okay, and like I mentioned before, right, if you are somebody who needs the green, who needs to go and walk on the grass, feel the trees, this is what this is the impression of your rooftop garden. This is something that is important, and I don't think anybody will want to miss out, right? So we are looking at something very rare, 999 in District 9. Okay, I have to stress this out. Okay, and we are looking at an indicative price starting from 3,150 per square foot. Okay, so what this means is that for a suite, we're looking at 1.37, 1 bedroom, 1.58, 2 bedroom, 2.17, 3 bedroom, 3.1, 3 bedroom premium, 3.68, 4 bedroom premium, 5.09. Okay, why this is important to know? Let me show you another diagram. Okay, why this is important, right, is because we need to know what you're buying at, what you're buying in, compared to what's happening already in the market, in the resale market. Okay, so we take very comparable products over here, right? We have the Avenir, which is very new, TOP just this year. Okay, we have 8 St. Thomas, TOP 2018. We have Martin Place, also TOP 2018. Rivergate, TOP 2009. Okay, the highest PSF that they achieved, okay, in the last 2 years, okay, for the Avenir, it actually went to 3,700. For 8 St. Thomas, it went to 3,200. For Martin Place, okay, it went to 2,700. For Rivergate, it went to 3,000 per square feet. Okay, and let's take a look at what it means for your 1-bedder, 2-bedder, 3-bedder. Hang on. Okay, 4-bedder later. So for 1 bedroom, okay, we are looking at already 1.6. Right? This is the figure happening at the Avenir. So if we look at this, resale is selling at 1.6 plus, and 1 bedroom over here is at 1.58. Okay, so this, you already know that difference between these. Okay, and then for 8 St. Thomas, 1.8. Okay, and then for Martin Place, 1.4. Right, for 2-bedder, the Avenir is going at 2.8, close to 3 million already. Okay, and then for 2-bedder over here is going at 2.17. Right, and so at 8 St. Thomas, this is 2.6 to 2.75. Right, just take note of this, 2.17, you compare this 2.17, okay, 2.17, okay. Let's move on a little bit. Okay, and then for your 3-bedroom, okay, 3-bedroom, okay, 3.1, starting from 3.1, right, you look at this, and then you look at the rest. Okay, and then for 4-bedroom, this is 5.09, okay, and then this is what's transacting over here for the rest of them. Okay, to me, it's very straightforward. And really, this is the reason why we keep saying if you can buy the bigger one, go for the bigger one. The way I see it over here, right, the moment you purchase this, buy in this, you already have this in your pocket. I mean, where else can you find this kind of deal? Okay, I reference to the Avenir because this is something very close, all right, whether it's location-wise, whether it's TOP-wise, whether it's the development-wise, both of them has very similar characteristics. Okay, and if the Avenir can achieve this, I really don't see why the Robertson Opus cannot achieve this. Okay, so let's go to another diagram, the PSF. Okay, so in terms of PSF, this is what the previous 4 properties that I've just talked about is showing over here. Okay, and you can see way back from 2015, that's where the Rivergate and Martin Place started, okay, which is about 2,000, right? So this is where they started, and they have already grown to close to 1,000 per square feet. Okay, that is about 50% growth, okay, in less than 10 years. Okay, so that's the growth for Martin Place and Rivergate, right? For St. Thomas and the Avenir, it started, all right, the sale started somewhere in 2020. Okay, and then, so the blue one is basically St. Thomas, this one over here. The green one is the Avenir. Okay, so they have already gone through this area, right, which is where the sub-sale and the sale is ongoing, right? This is where it's heading right now. Okay, so I just want to show you this quickly because at 3,150, it's somewhere here. This is slightly undervalued than this resale guy over here called the Avenir. Okay, so if you like the PSF view, this is the PSF view. Okay, if you like the quantum view, right, I have already shown you, and this is something that I think you shouldn't miss because 999 in Singapore is so rare. What are the chances of you getting in a 999, right, in the District 9? Right, there isn't much if you look around. Okay, now what I want to show you over here is that you see the upcoming launches, right? The Robertson Opus 999, this whole, okay? anything nearby, right, whether it's Promenade Peak, 99 leasehold, right, whether it's River Green, 99 leasehold, there are some more coming out in this area that you're also not going to get freehold or 999. Okay, so this is a very rare chance for you to get in 999, District 9, CCR. Everything is like the perfect fit for this property. Okay, so if you're still not sure, you don't know what to look out for, do reach out to me. I can share more with you the numbers, the proven characteristics of profitable project, right? This, I already show you this kind of entry price is a very safe one, it's a very good one because you know that nearby, right? Whether it's, nearby projects, right? Whether it's a resale one that's happening over here, whether it's, these guys over here, you know that the cushion is here. And I don't think they're going to stop here because they are also good projects. For the longest time, people have been buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, and it has come to the point over here. Now, because Robertson Opus is a new one, it's not somewhere around here, okay, you basically have an edge already. Okay, and back to this, looking at this again, I just want to remind you that in CCR, there isn't much chances like that. You can go around and compare around projects nearby this area. Okay, location wise, pricing wise, I think this is a very good one where you can buy with peace. That's what I want to say. You can buy with peace. Okay, so if you like videos like that, okay, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, don't forget to share these videos with your friends, okay, help them, help me share this video with them because this is also their opportunity to get into CCR, to get a 999, to get into District 9, to get in the heart of Singapore, okay, and then all of you can enjoy the growth together. Okay, so if you need any information, do reach out. My contacts are below. All right. If not, I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.